What's up, guys? We got a quick comparison between two knives right here. This one on the right is a Strider SNG, and the one here on the left is the Buck 889, the Buck Strider. It's basically a copy of the SNG. I'm going to do a bit of a comparison, and I'll do a full review on this knife right here. That will come in a while because I just feel like it needs more planning than something like this. But this is just going to be a quick comparison. The Buck 889 comes in at a significantly lower price point. I mean, it's a production knife. It's discontinued now. I think when it was out, it was about $50-$60, which I do think is an okay price for this knife. But now these things are going for like $150. I got lucky. I got it for a decent price. I just wanted to try it out and see what it was all about. But I won't be keeping it. So I just decided to make some videos on it real quick before I ship it out. But let's look at this knife. Now, first thing you'll notice is a thickness difference. The real SNG is actually significantly thinner, partially because this has really thick FRN scales on both sides. In addition, it does have double steel liners. This one does not have a liner under the G10. But in terms of blade thickness, it's about the same. Okay. Next thing is the handle material. Obviously, the G10 is much nicer feel than the FRN. They kind of made the FRN to look kind of like G10, but it's nowhere near as nice. It's extremely, it's kind of sharp, really. The G10 is very comfortable, very easy to hold in hand, but this jimping is kind of tough on the fingers. In addition, you can see pin construction here. You can't undo these standoffs, as far as I know. You can adjust the pivot, but you can see the Strider SNG here does have the, you can take it apart pretty easily. In addition, backspacer, these are just standoffs. Here you do have a backspacer on the SNG, which is made from the same piece of G10 as is this handle. Lock side, obviously the Buck 889 is a liner lock instead of a frame lock. This one is pretty deep and it's actually pretty thin compared to the blade, but it's still relatively beefy. One thing is that this actually is very sharp. It's very kind of annoying to get your finger to push it over. It's kind of stiff and it's kind of sharp. So nowhere near as comfortable as the real Strider SNG in terms of lock disengagement. Deployment is fine. I mean, this one's kind of slow because it's a little tight, but that's not the problem. But lockup is solid in every direction, just like the real SNG. You can see here, clip only goes on one side on the real Strider SNG, and this is where Buck comes through a little bit. You can see the clip goes on here with these 3 screws as opposed to this one, but you can't move it over on the SNG, whereas you can on the Buck. Now, the thing is that this FRN is so sharp that you can't get this clip on. I mean, realistically. I mean, first of all, it's ridiculously tight, and it's very sharp, so it's difficult at that. This does have these full stainless steel liners, which do add to the weight. Let's get on to the blade. And the blade on the SNG is almost full flat ground, which makes it a much better cutting device than this. The blade thicknesses are about the same as I said earlier, but this has a hollow grind from about mid-spine. I do think this is better. This is not horrible though. And the thing with this one is that actually Strider has started making a lot of, I think it's called a 3/4 grind. And it's basically like how it's ground here, from about here on the spine, as opposed to the almost full flat ground. As you can see, the blade shapes are basically the same though. Jimping is good on the top. It's about the same. Steel on this one is a 420 HC. Obviously, you're not expecting the same S30V as you get in Strider, Buck 420 HC is famous for being a very good quality steel at a very low price. The coating here is sort of black oxide, diamond-like coating, something like that, as opposed to the bead blast on the black coating on the Strider SNG. But this one is kind of more, it wears a lot. This is kind of hard to tell if it's wearing, but this one is more obvious. I think that's about it for the comparison. I mean, you can definitely tell that this comes in at a way cheaper price point than the SNG here. Not to say this is a bad knife. I don't think it'd be really good for EDC or for a tactical role. I'm not sure where it fits, but it's not really that bad of a knife, you know, objectively. If you could get one for $60, I think it's well worth the money. But for $130 or $150 or whatever these things are going for now, I think it's just people trying to, like, you know, say they have a Strider without getting the real thing. And I don't really think that's really going to work out for you in the long run. Definitely spend the money on this if you have to spend like $150 on this. Just save up for a real SNG. But interesting collector's piece as well. These are getting harder and harder to find. But that's my quick comparison on the between the real Strider SNG and the Buck 889 sort of version of it. All right, thanks guys for watching. Another video to come very soon. I might slow down over the next month or so because I'm actually leaving the country. I'm just going on a trip, but I'll kind of space out some uploads between then. And I hope you guys enjoy your day, and peace. Bye.